What up, Laker Nation? Your boy DTLF back with another unfortunate post game. We catch another L. I think this is the number 28th or 29th of the season. I'm not even sure. I lost count. But we're just on a rock slide, trending downwards. We can't really do much without our boy, Injuries have stricken. But I do got to say one thing. And I'm going to wait till this chat room gets a little more filled up. But, yeah, this is the 29th loss. And if you didn't watch the game, Seb, you really didn't miss nothing but heartache and pain. Because this is tough to watch. I don't understand how Magic can allow this to continue to slide. I mean, something has to be done. It's tough, guys. Without Lonzo, we're really not much of a team, honestly. Even Brandon Ingram seems to disappear when we need him. Maybe it has to do with his injury. Maybe he's still hurt. Maybe we brought him back too soon. But however, I am extremely upset at the coach. I feel like he is probably the worst coach we've ever had here. And that's a lot. That's saying a lot. He's probably the worst coach we've ever had here in Staples Center. And I remember how people used to trash Mike D'Antoni. But, I mean, we owe him an apology compared to the way Luke is coaching. I mean, he makes some not just questionable decisions, but it makes you question if he's even right in his head. Like, yeah, Byron actually was better than Luke. At least Byron gave players that were stepping up an opportunity. Luke Walton is not even doing that. I mean, I felt like GP, Gary Payton II had a nice game to close it out in the last game, and he didn't even play him. He played him even less in the last game. So I don't understand this concept. I don't know how he lets us get destroyed. I mean, we gave up 21 offensive rebounds on the glass. 21. And you still don't throw in Zubats early in time. And why don't they recall Thomas Bryant from the G League and play him as well? All our bigs played really, really bad. But we have to try to make a change. And why do you start Tyler Ennis? Tyler Ennis is horrible. Horrible, 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 horrible. This is just hard to watch. I don't get it. Magic promised us a better season, and it's just not. Lonzo's the only thing that keeps this team going, and when you take him out of the equation, you can see that almost everybody can be up for trade. I don't see why a lot of people protect certain players. Randall played well. He played well offensively, but he damn sure did not box out. He dang sure didn't play good defense. I'll tell you that. It's crazy. Like, Randall doesn't try on the defensive end to box out. Like, we give up so many boards. Him and Lopez are an atrocious combination on the rebounds. I think Kuzma rebounded better than him when he was starting, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, Randall gets a lot of his boards off the glass when he misses a shot and he goes after it, or somebody else misses and he's under the rim. But defensively, he doesn't box out, man. Everybody exposes us. They get 21 offensive rebounds. I tell you, they're not doing their job. I don't want to hear this, oh, Randall did his job, but Lopez didn't. No, because I saw many times Randall didn't even box out or jump or even try on a defensive glass. It's annoying to watch. I just can't watch it anymore, much more of this. I have to watch it because I love the Lakers, and I can't wonder what I missed, if I do miss a game. But it gets to the point where, when is it going to change? When is Luke actually going to try something different? When is he going to mix it up? When is he going to start Kuzma again? When is he going to, give Gary Payton or Zubats or Thomas Bryant some sort of chance when, when your obvious teams is not working out for you? I mean, you let everybody expose the Lakers night in and night out. And it's crazy. It's crazy. But at least we know that our true franchise player, the one we absolutely cannot touch, is Lonzo Ball, because he's just going to make whatever team he's on, even a grease bucket looking squad like this one, good. And I believe that Lonzo has saved Luke Walton's job, but I don't know how much longer this is going to happen, because Luke Walton is basically not even coaching, guys. First half, we were down 5. We start the third quarter horribly. He waits till we get down 15 to call a timeout. And then out of the timeout, he makes 0 adjustments. Tyler Ennis, Brook Lopez, the same players come in. He waits till the game gets out of hand, and then he makes the substitutions. Then he brings in Gary Payton II. Then he tries out Zubats. By the way, everybody's trashing Zubats on Twitter. He hasn't got a chance. All right? how do people expect him just to step right in and, without getting any playing time, to come in and dominate? No, you got to give him a chance. Everybody should be blowing up Magic's Twitter asking for, Luke Walton's head on a platter because he doesn't deserve this head coaching job. And quite frankly, I believe you got to know somebody to be somebody. So I think Luke Walton really just has this job because of his father pulling strings, honestly. And maybe something has to do with what he did in Golden State, but that's not very credible. I mean, anybody could have won 30 games with that stacked squad. Dan, if a coach needs one particular player to win games, he's no longer a coach. I agree. He hasn't been much of a coach. It's been frustrating me. I don't understand why a lot of people defend him. They swear, they're like, Luke Walton is doing all he can with his roster. I think it's the other way around. I don't think he's bringing out enough out of this young roster. This young roster has potential, yet you can see in their body language, they don't like Luke. They don't want to play for him. Luke doesn't call timely timeouts. He doesn't stop the bleeding. He doesn't make adjustments. He allows us to get exposed on the glass. He plays small ball. I mean, some of these, how do you put Tyler Ennis, Corey Brewer, like Brook Lopez out there at the same time? Like, he puts certain rotations that you're like, where is the offense going to come out of? Where is it coming out of? Matter of fact, where's the defense going to come out of? It's crazy. We are not a good team in that, so he should be coaching even harder. He shouldn't be as laid back as he is. It's crazy, man. Thank you, Hitman. I agree with you 100%. He said, I can't believe I'm saying this, but at least Byron Scott went after these players. Exactly. Dan, you see Lakers won games with Zoe, and without every game Zoe played, we won. Yeah, we win with him and we lose without him, but that's just a tribute to how great Lonzo's going to be. He is going to have that Steve Nash type impact that when you put Steve Nash on his prime on the roster with the Suns, he was an MVP candidate and he made that team so much better. But if you take him out, they were just a subpar team. Same thing. It's tough, man. I really don't understand the concept of why Magic Johnson went on Twitter after Luke Walton got his 4th win in a row. And he said, Luke Walton is coaching some of his best basketball of the season. Okay, then why don't you go out and call him out when he's coaching his worst basketball of the season? You know what I mean? Like, be consistent. Thank you so much, Wildlife. I appreciate the donation, man. Always, always. Thank you very, very much. I'm humbled. God bless you. And may your blessings multiply times 20. But, man, it's still very frustrating, I don't understand what's going on here with the front office. I expected a lot more this year from Rob Pelinka and Magic. I thought we were going to have knee-jerk type reactions like, when the coach starts coaching really well, he gets demoted and maybe Brian Shaw gets promoted or something like that. When Magic Johnson came in talking, he said he was tired of watching them lose and he was tired of watching them, struggle, and yet we're doing that with him at the helm. So, I don't know. So, I imagine something big has to go down by the trade deadline to make this all right because I don't get it, man. We can't crawl out of this hole that Mitch and Jim got us in, right? I don't understand. We just can't crawl out of it. And I thought things were going to change immediately when Magic came on board. But thus far, we're having a repeat of last season, which was probably one of our worst seasons ever in Lakers history. So I'm still not at the point where I'm doubting Magic, but if nothing gets done by the trade deadline, then I'll start doubting him for reals. Something has to happen. Because we can't. This is not acceptable, man. Like, how am I delusional about the talent that's on this team, John? Okay, so you're saying these aren't capable young men? What are they, all G League players? Because that's how they're playing. They're playing like a bunch of G Leaguers. I think some of these guys are starter material. I'm not saying they're all stars, but I think some of them have a bright future. Kuzma, Ingram, Lonzo. Others have potential to be good role players. Josh Hart, et cetera, et cetera. But if you don't have good coaching, you're not going to bring out the best in them. I think you're underestimating the talent on this roster. I really do. I mean, think about this. Okay? Brook Lopez had a very solid season for the Brooklyn Nets last season. The Brooklyn Nets. Okay? He put up 17 and 6. Compare that to his numbers he's having now, and does the style of play he has changed, that Luke Walton has changed for Brook Lopez. Like, He has them settling, shooting nothing but threes. That's obviously the Golden State mentality. You can't do that. You can't take a good player who was decent in the post, a good mid-range, and a decent three-point shooter, and turn him into nothing but a three-point shooter who doesn't rebound and is afraid to bang down low. That has a lot to do with the coaching, because if I'm the coach, I'm like, listen, if you keep playing like that, you're going to hit the pine. So you better change your style, bang down low for us, crash the glass, do a little bit of everything, or you're going to get benched. And I don't see Luke Walton doing that, It's just, it's tough, guys. Thank you once again, thank you, Wildlife, for, brightening up my night a little bit with that $20 donation. Thank you so much. But you just can't pin this on the roster and say, oh, we have an atrocious roster, that's why. No. The coaching staff has to bring out the best out of what we have. I mean, we have teams that are playing better than us that have way less than us. The Sacramento Kings, for example. They have less than us, yet I feel like they're playing better. There's certain teams that have better records. The New Jersey, the Brooklyn Nets, they have less talent than us. They don't have Alonzo Ball, per se. They don't have that type of... But yet that coach has Spencer Dwindle, whatever his name is, playing better. He has certain players, playing really well over there. And, they're at least trying. Certain rosters, they don't have everything. They don't have the type of young up-and-coming players we have, but yet they have their roster playing in peak shape. They don't go, oh, well, D'Angelo's out, so, we should lose every game now. No, we should mail it in. No. They keep playing hard for their coach because the coach is putting down the right kind of system. The coach is getting hard on them, getting on their case when they're lackadaisical. And just look at our team's body language. All right, sometimes guys come down the lane and the Red Sea just parts wide open. It just opens up. And what happens? We get a dunk, you got players staring at each other like, oh, it was your fault. Nobody wants to take responsibility. Guys, this is all in the coaching staff. The coaching staff, look at Luke, he's soft. Do you ever see him pull a player aside and just tear into him? When was the last time we seen that? I'll wait. Give me a date. When was the last time we seen Luke Walton tear into a player? I've seen players tear into players more than Luke Walton has, teared into players this year. Come on, man. The way these guys are playing, I mean, we need Phil Jackson to come back from retirement and rattle a couple of these guys the way he rattled Pau Gasol in the NBA Finals. Dan, how many coaches are we going to go through? As many as it takes to get the right coach. It doesn't matter. Who cares about that? Who cares about, we should leave Luke at the helm because this is like our 5th coach in 5 years. Who cares about that? That just means they've made horrible decisions when hiring coaches. Now they got to make the right decision and bring somebody with experience who can, really preach and coach this team up. My vote, Mark Jackson. Or Fidsdale. I'll take either one, but Mark Jackson is my favorite. A lot of people say, oh, Mark Jackson is too much of a preacher. That's exactly what we need. We need somebody to preach to these young kids and get in their heads and have them buying in. Okay, we don't need, some laid-back coach who's just going to argue with the refs anytime a call doesn't go his way. Come on now. Let's be real. Let's be real. I can say this. I'm not LeVar Ball. My son doesn't play for the Lakers. I can say this, guys. I'm a fan. I'm a diehard fan just like you guys. So I'm not LeVar Ball. LeVar can't say it because it brings controversy towards his son. However, I'm not LeVar Ball. I don't have a son playing for the Lakers. Therefore, I can mention this, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm grabbing my platform to let you guys know. Everybody should bomb Magic's Twitter because obviously he reads tweets. Obviously, because he goes on Twitter to kind of say, look, this is what you guys want us to fire? He has 4-game win streak. Well, look, he can't win without Lonzo, so yes, fire him. He's riding the coattails of a young rookie player. He can't coach up the team to save his life. He put it like this. Luke Walton this season has not won one single game without Lonzo Ball. Let's just let that sink in right there. Okay? If a coach doesn't win a game without his star player or his young rookie star player, is he really coaching? I mean, just because Lonzo's not there doesn't mean Randall's not there or Clarkson or, doesn't mean he can't play the right rotations. Give us a better shot at winning the game. It was literally a 5-point game at the half. Think about that. If it's a 5-point game at the half, guys, if it's a 5-point game at the half, then this game was within reach. That means that, yes, we miss Lonzo, but yes, we do have enough talent to pull this game out. But what happened? We got spanked by what? 24. Luke Walton called his first time out when we were down by how much? 15 points. You guys gotta think logical. You know, it's not good coaching, guys. Period. I don't care how you want to slice it up. Thank you one more time, Wildlife. I'd probably be a lot more pissed off had you not donated those $20, but I'm still pretty ticked. I can't believe that they continue to drag us through the mud with this type of performance. I mean, we got to get rid of any and all players that don't want to be here. The Jordan Clarksons of the world. Any player that doesn't want to be here is bad for the locker room. I told you guys earlier in the season when we were still playing 500 basketball, I said, we got to get rid of Dang because he's going to be a distraction. Now other players are buying into the same kind of personality like, well, if we're not a part of the future, we don't want to be here. If you don't buy into the team, into the system, you know, if you don't buy into that, there's no way that you should be on a roster, period. We need to get nothing but positive guys that are coming in here and trying to help us win. That's it. I don't care how many minutes they log in. But I got everything off my chest, guys. Now it's your guys' turn to speak. I'll be reading off some of your guys' comments, as many as I can get to. But I appreciate you guys. Did you look at the effing thumbnail? Dude, YouTube, honestly, YouTube is not even letting me change the thumbnail. So I decided to still stream for you guys. So, you know, don't go killing me for having the same thumbnail as the last game. I will change it as soon as the video processes. But for some reason, YouTube is down today. Your rage. You got a lot of hate in you today, huh? I see you. Jeannie Bus going to talk to you, Dan. She liked one of my tweets before, so I wouldn't even be shocked if she actually gets to see this video. I mean, but look, I love Jeannie. I love Magic. I don't have nothing against them, but they have to make the right choices so that Laker Nation doesn't suffer the way we've been suffering, man. Is this the first time you streamed in your room? No, this is I used to stream in my room all the time, but the internet connection just went south for some reason. I was finally able to fix it. Here we are. DTLF, how could you start Tyler Ennis? That's a great question. I mean, this guy's barely... I don't understand why he's in the NBA. He's undersized, doesn't play defense. His offense is inconsistent. He's not a good backup point guard. Do you remember when we had Tariq Black and Thomas Robinson? They crashed the boards. Also, injuries were eating us alive. Yes, I miss those kind of players. Thank you guys for all the shirt compliments. I miss those kind of players, man. Honestly, I think it was a mistake letting go of both of them. We should have at least kept one. You know, Thomas Robinson or Tariq Black. I love both of them, honestly. Those are the kind of players we need. Guys that just buy in and play as hard as they... Every time they're on the floor, they were playing hard. So we need those kind of players. We got rid of them all. Now we got a bunch of Brook Lopez type players running around the floor looking all lost and confused like a bunch of zombies. I know we're tired of saying the same thing. I agree. I'm tired of watching the same thing. I agree, Hitman. 100%. It is frustrating. It is upsetting. It is draining. It's... man. Yeah, that's important. That's unfortunate what happened to Kuzma as well. I mean, the injury bug continues to bite us, but that didn't make the difference in the game at all. I mean, he really wasn't impacting the game because Luke doesn't get him involved in the right spots, screen and rolls, pick and pops type of plays. He isolates him every time he gets the ball. He's off of isolation. So I think Kuzma is a lot more effective when Lonzo's on the floor because he gets him in his right spots. So it's almost like Lonzo's a second coach on the floor. 3 players went to the locker room today. Shake my head. I know, man. Continues to free fall. That was a 3-hour waste of time, Dan. If I wasn't a diehard Laker fan, I'd agree with you, man. Why do you think Thomas Bryant isn't playing? I have absolutely not the slightest idea why we're not trying new things to try to change the dynamics of this team. If something's not working, you would think that it's common sense to try to change it up and fix it and find something that is working. So, I don't know. Luke just isn't... let me go back up, man. You guys are coming at me fast. Luke just ain't a coach. Really hate to say this, but Doc Rivers making a bunch of rookies in the G League look like stars on the Clippers. It's a system. We don't have a plug-and-play system. I agree. Dan, I think we're cursed. We're not cursed. The Clippers are cursed. They hang selfies. We're not cursed. We just made a bunch of bad decisions with Mitch and Jim. We're still paying for them. But I want Magic and Rob to try to fix them. I mean, they got time here, but let's do it. Let's make it happen. Dan, do you got ZO2 shoes? Lonzo Ball shoes? Nah, man. They're too expensive. I could buy me 5 pairs of Jordans or 5 pairs of Kobe's Elites with that money. So I haven't really... Honestly, I don't have that kind of bread to spend on shoes. I mean, $500? Come on now. Yeah, they play no defense when they want. Yeah, it's all on the coaching staff. And the staff is not holding them accountable. Lopez is the new thing. It almost feels like every year we get those kind of players. One year was Roy Hibbert. One year was Mozgov. Now it's Lopez. We're getting these bums. You know, it sucks, man. I'm going to need BI to at least be the coach and wear the shirt to every game. I don't know, man. Another losing streak on the way. Shaking my head. We need something to happen, man. Because Magic ain't giving up face right now. Maybe, I don't know. Again, he could be working behind the scenes. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for now. But I want to see something happen by the trade deadline. What do you think the Lakers will get in free agency? Man, this is 2 horrible outings back to back. And the recruitment, you know, the attempted recruitment of PG. So this is tough, man. Dan, are you surprised LeVar has been quiet? No, I think for sure, you know, Magic talked to him. Thanks, Pedro. You're my dog too, man. I forgot we even had a Roy. He said, Lakers have 4 good players and a bunch of bums, but you mad at Luke? Shaking my head. Dude, you got to maximize the potential of what you have. Period. The Thunder have 3 good players and a bunch of bums, but they maximize the potential of Raymond, Felton, you know, Alex Abrinas, you know, Ferguson. They're maximizing the potential. So it's not about how many good players you have. It's about, think about it. We were competing every night when we had Lonzo, which means we don't have bums on the team. All it means is we have to make adjustments when we get injured. Next man up kind of thing. And you have to play the right rotations. That's on the coaching staff, man. You know, one player doesn't make the difference between a 20-point loss and a 1-point win. You know, what happens is we're not making the proper adjustments. Luke doesn't know what to do when Lonzo's out. He doesn't know how to run the offense because he didn't implement half-court offense. He said it in his preseason. He's like, we haven't implemented nothing yet. Maybe it's because he doesn't have nothing. I still don't see it. It's just tough, guys. Anybody who's still defending Luke, I question your guys' basketball IQ, honestly. Or maybe you guys aren't watching the games. You're just tuning into the highlights. I don't know. I'm a diehard. I watch every single game, so I can see all the flaws, man. And a lot of Laker fans on here, they agree. You know, they see the flaws. Luke Walton is just so many things he could do better, and he just sits on his hands and just, I don't know. It's like a zombie coach out there. He's just like, just sitting out there. Come on, make something happen, dude. Change your rotations around. Tyler Ennis is not a starter. You know, start Caruso or anybody else. I don't know. It's tough, guys. It's tough to be a Laker fan right now. We're gonna ride it through, though. It doesn't even matter. Like I said, doesn't matter how many losses or how many wins we get. You know, we're gonna ride with the team no matter what. But it's still not acceptable. I mean, if Magic Johnson, you know, everybody should be blowing up his Twitter, putting the pressure on him to make a move because Luke Walton has basically turned his franchise into, it's tough, man. It turned it into a laughingstock. So what should he do? No options. Oh, he definitely has options. I mean, you could start Kuzma, slide Ingram to the point guard. I mean, he's a good playmaker. Why not give us size? Why not play with size? Why not start Thomas Bryant, bring him back up from the G League since Lopez doesn't want to show up. You know, start Randall at power forward since he's been playing well at the starting position, at least offensively. Kuzma at the 3, right? KCP at the 2. And I would have Ingram at the 1, right? Give the team something hard to guard, you know. Just flip it around and just, you know, make it hard for them to guard us just like it is hard for us to guard them. Give us some size advantage, some inside physical presence, at least a body like Thomas Bryant. It's going to be hard for them to go into the lane and have easy stuff. I'm sorry, I got to ban racist people. I don't appreciate that being said on my channel, Zach. You know, But still, guys, it's tough. It's tough because I know there's so many things I would do personally if I was Luke Walton, which I'm not. So, in all fairness, I'm not a coach, so I don't know what he's going through. But, however, I feel like there's so many things he could do better, you know? So many things he could do better than just sit on his hands. Yeah, he was definitely tripping, man. I apologize for anybody who got offended. That's ridiculous. It's so annoying. It's so annoying, man, when racist people come in here. It's like, listen, if you don't like basketball or you don't like, you know, Mexicans or any race, any other race, just, dude, stay in a corner, you know? Put yourself in a timeout. Just, you need some help. You know, anybody who's racist, they need some help. Seriously. It's never that serious. Sports is just sports. But when you go into the different topic, come on now. Greg Popovich could win with this roster. I guarantee you he'd have us at 500 basketball. You're underestimating this roster big time. Either that or you're just trolling. But Greg Popovich, I guarantee you would. I mean, Greg Popovich is doing it with a cheaper roster, with a whacker roster. I mean, what does he have? LaMarcus Aldridge and a past his prime Pau Gasol? The Claw hasn't even played. You know? The Claw hasn't even played, guys. So it's just, it's tough. Sorry, I gotta ban these idiots. They want to get banned so hard. Anybody else says anything else? Racist, and that's it, man. I'm ending the live stream. I'm not in the mood for racism right now. I'm already having a bad night with the Lakers loss, so just one more racist thing and that's a wrap, because it's frustrating. How do you highlight comments? I don't even know. You gotta donate, I think. Yeah, that's the way your comments come up like that. Yeah, I balled last Sunday. I did ball last Sunday. I was injured though, so again, same thing. Trying to get back on my grind. We should trade Caruso for Boogie Cousins. Come on now. Alright, I'm tired of that word, man. Seriously. Some of these people, man, they weren't loved by their parents, so they gotta hate on other people. It's ridiculous. Yeah, we definitely want to see some trades. That's something we gotta do. For sure. We need some trades. Dan, why are there so many fights in the NBA? And who do you think on our squad could throw hands? I don't know. Honestly, it's not a question I want to answer, honestly. You know, I don't really care about the fights. I feel like these fights are whack. You know, they're basketball players. If you want to watch real fights, watch the UFC. Alright, guys. I'm going to have to end this stream early because there's a lot of annoying trolls. I don't want to go through the list. So I'm just not in the mood. You know, but thank you guys for showing up anyways to the live stream. I'm going to definitely hit you guys up with a brand new song I've been waiting to drop. Alonzo mix. I'm also dropping Alonzo mix because what happens is we miss him so much. He definitely deserves a tribute. So I appreciate you guys, man. And before I go, let me block this idiot, Sal. He's so ridiculously retarded, and I don't like to use that word. So I'm sorry if anybody gets offended, but I mean, Sal, your mouth is foul, bro. Just so annoying. But anyway, that's going to cut it for this live stream. I hit you guys up with some content pretty soon, so stay up on it, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Wildlife, for the donation. I appreciate you very, very much. And you guys are the best, man. Unfortunately, I'm not having the greatest of nights, and it's compounding by racist haters. So I'm not in the mood for that tonight, and I'm not going to subject myself to that kind of behavior at the current moment. But I appreciate you guys one more time. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.